Okay, welcome. Training number 10. How you guys doing tonight? Come on in. Let's get some training in. Let's have some fun. Let's make some money. Let's make some money tonight. Okay, let me see here. I'm going to go over to my Facebook group. I'm going to see what kind of questions we had today. See what I can answer for you guys. As you're jumping in here, let me know that you're here. Let me know who you are. Let me know where you're from, what questions you have. And let's have some fun tonight. Let's make some money. Let's get some shit done. All right. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to check over my Facebook group. If you guys aren't part of that yet, make sure you're part of my Facebook group, Wholesaling Houses with Nick Estes. I know some of you are coming in from YouTube tonight. So make sure you're part of my Facebook group if you're not already. It's a good spot to interact with me, ask me questions. I can help you get some money and shorten that learning curve. All right, let me see what kind of questions we have in the Facebook group, and then I'll go to some questions tonight. Let's have some fun tonight. Let's see if we can knock out some shit and see if you guys can take what I'm teaching tonight and start implementing it tomorrow and get some contracts by the end of the weekend. All right, let's see. All right, so first question I had in my Facebook group so far was, let's see. Someone just says they want to ask me some questions about virtual wholesaling, rounds them on live. Okay. Another question on virtual wholesaling. Seems like this is a big topic, so we can definitely cover that tonight. Virtual wholesaling and building my cash buyer list. Sure, that's an easy one. That's an easy one. If you guys aren't already, make sure that you are part of my Facebook. Of estesdata.com. Okay, estesdata.com is scrolling across the bottom of this screen. Okay, make sure you join in there. 7-day free trial. And it's going to get you all the information that you need. I'll dig into this later in the training tonight, but I'll show you exactly how to get cash buyers anywhere in the country, okay? The two best ways are Estes data. I can find every single transaction that's happened in any market. I can look up every single cash sale all across the United States in any city, in any county, in any state. And I can see who's buying around whatever property I have under contract. It's super simple. You want cash buyers, you got to go to the cash sales. It doesn't get much easier than that, guys, right? What I teach is the simplest and fastest way to start making money, okay? Sure, there's all kinds of other hooky ways that people teach, but if you want to start making money today, very simple. Go to Estes data, see who's buying houses for cash in whatever city you want to wholesale in, and those are your cash buyers, right? Super simple. The other way is Facebook groups. Find local Facebook groups and post your deals in there, real estate related Facebook groups. No need to overcomplicate it, guys. No need to overcomplicate it. Next question is, what are the research we should be doing when looking into markets? Sure. So if you're doing this virtually, once again, if you want to do this in a different market than the city you live in, there's a few different things, and I go over this extensively in my program, guys, which is coming out here in a couple of weeks. Once again, if you are interested in becoming one of the first people into my new course, you got to hit me in the DM. I got a lot of people interested. I'm only giving away 25 spots. I'm giving 90% off, to the first 25 people. So if you want to qualify to be one of those people, you got to hit me in the DM so I know you're interested, either on Instagram or on Facebook. So when you're looking into new markets, right, I think it's like a 7-step process that I teach. But overall, what I look for, the biggest things is you got to find markets with a high number of cash sales. And I show you exactly how to do that. It's super simple, a free way of you can pull the exact number of cash sales in any city, any state, any metro. And that's super simple. Okay, the other way is to use Estes data right here, once again, and you can go on there, and there's a tool called the flippers. Same thing. I can go in there in any city, And I can see the number of houses that have been flipped in the last year. Once again, that's a good indication of markets you want to be in, because that's where the investors are, okay? That's where the investors are. That's where investors are buying. That's where they're flipping houses, and that's where you want to be, okay? So there's two things, right? There's 8 steps to it, but there's 2 that can help you out right away. So look for that. Look for cash sales or look for flipped houses. All right, let's bang out another one. Let's see here. Another virtual question. I'm seeing a lot of questions on virtual, guys, and which is great. I love that, or everyone's thinking virtual right now and thinking bigger. One thing to keep in mind, if you've never done real estate in your life, if you don't know the first thing about wholesaling, I would recommend that you start in your local market. That's why I have 2 courses coming out. One for complete beginners, how to start making money in a local market, going on appointments, talking to sellers, negotiating, figuring out home repairs, like really digging into your local market. Once you have that knowledge, then go out and start doing it across the country, okay? That's why I have 2 programs, one for complete beginners, which I recommend you start locally, and the other one is expanding into other markets, okay? I just want to put that out there. So the question is, wholesaling virtually, such as getting the seller to send you a picture of the property, signing the contract virtually with a seller, and the title company. Yeah, so that's all simple stuff. So if you need pictures of the property, if you're on the phone with the seller and you can't quite figure out, once again, I highly recommend you start in your local market if you don't know how to evaluate properties over the phone, okay? Now, if by what they're telling you, you can't determine the condition, but once you get good, I mean, I can have a teller tell me the condition. I can look on Estes data. I can figure out exactly how much I can pay for that property. But have them send you a couple pictures, text it to you, text it right to your cell phone. Super simple, right? I mean, that's easy. I mean, text pictures, right? So round you're on the phone with them. Yeah, send me some pictures. I'll take a look at it as I'm on the phone with you. Next question, signing the contract virtually. Simple, use DocuSign, electronic signature. We stay on the phone, we get to the end of our script, and we say, you know what, that sounds good, we can do that price. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna send you a simple 2-page agreement. What I need you to do is pull this up on your computer right now so we can go through it and we can get it signed. You stay on the phone with them rounds they sign the contract. You never send a contract out and hopefully they sign it, right? We're not in this business of hoping someone's gonna do something. We direct the conversation, we stay in control, and we make sure they sign it rounds we're on the phone with them. Okay, guys? And that's all in my script. That's exactly how I teach it. Anyone that tells you just to send a contract out and hopefully someone signs it, is probably not doing this business in real life, right? I don't get off the phone with someone until I have a signed contract in my inbox. And a title company, yeah, simple. There's a bunch of national title companies that I use that do the entire U.S., but if you're choosing one virtual market, the best way to go about finding one is in Facebook groups. Post it into a local Facebook group. So every city around the country, there's local real estate related Facebook groups, guys. And all you got to do is make a simple post or search in those groups for people talking about title companies. There's no need to reinvent the wheel. If a closing company is working good for another investor, another wholesaler, they're going to work good for you. All right. So find out who else is using in that local market, and that's who you want to use. All right, simple. Okay, I'm on fire tonight, guys. I'm fired up. Let's keep it going. New in wholesaling. I'll join in. Okay, perfect. Finding and contacting cash buyers and possibly sending you deals on to work together. No problem. I talked about that. Estes data. You can find every single cash buyer in every county. Super simple. Next question is, what's my opinion on JV? JV is good. So I JV with people that need help. I put it this way. I don't go out and JV deals. And if you're going to take one of my programs, you don't need to JV on deals either, right? Why split your profits with somebody else when you can do the whole goddamn thing and make all the money? So learn the entire process. Find a mentor, whether it's me or somebody else that can teach you the entire business. Then you don't have to split the profits. Guys, the average deal size is $10,000 to $15,000, right? You split that, it costs you $5,000, right? You can take my course for $500, right? My old course, not even my new one. So learn the whole goddamn thing. You don't need a JV, but that's up to you. Next one. I've been mailing some vacant properties, but the mail is coming back. The first problem is you're using mail. I don't recommend you use mail when you're first starting. Mailing is something you got to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on every single month to see a return, right? You're probably going to get a 1% open rate on mail. Now, and the other thing about mail is it takes time. I want you guys to get paid this weekend. Do you guys want to get paid this weekend? You want to get paid this weekend, pick up the phone, right? You're mailing someone and you're crossing your fingers that they call you and say, yeah, they raised their hand that I want to sell my property. Why not contact all these people, send them a text message or call them and say, hey, I noticed you got this vacant property. Would you consider getting an offer on that? Would you consider selling it, right? Let's be proactive, guys. Let's be proactive and go out and get these deals, right? And get them under contract. Let's not hope that someone calls us and get return mail and spending 50 cents to $1 on every single postcard when we know that you're going to get a 1% response rate. And not just that, on average, you got to mail someone 5 to 7 times before they respond, right? So you're going to spend $5 for someone to call you, hopefully, with a 1% response rate, opposed to it's going to cost you less than 20 cents to get someone's phone number and you call them. Okay, that's my recommendation. Turning leads into deals. Simple. You got to have a good phone script, guys. You got to have a good phone script, and you got to know how to price properties. That's a long conversation, but if that's something you want me to personally help you with, that's something to do. Another one, on cash buyers list. I mean, the cash buyer list, it's probably one of the simplest portions of wholesaling, right? It's simple. You look for cash transactions and you reach out to those people and say, hey, listen, I noticed you bought a bunch of properties over here in this town or on this street. Guess what? I have an off-market discounted deal that I'm selling. Are you still interested in buying some properties? Either they're going to say yes or no. If they are, great. You added someone to your buyers list. If not, take them off, right? Super simple, guys, right? Okay. How to wholesale virtually. Another one. I haven't gotten my first deal yet, but I want to do it the next 10 days virtually. Hey, Dom, you got some high hopes there, my man. My goal, if you want to do a deal virtually, you've never done a deal before, and you want to do the next 10 days, you got to crack down. I would recommend shortening that learning curve by hiring someone to help you. Okay, that's everything on Facebook, guys. Let's see what's going on tonight. I got a bunch of questions stacking up. Hope you guys are enjoying this. We're going to run through this. We're going to run this up tonight. Let's have some fun. Let's get this done. Mr. Thinker, what's up, man? What's going on? All right, let's see. Please discuss the pros and cons of using a P&S with an assignment versus using 2 P&Ss, redacting the original purchase price. Okay, first of all, both those things are completely wrong. Okay, let me just put that out there. You use 2 things. You use a purchase and sale contract between you and the seller. Okay. The next thing you want to do is use an assignment contract. That's your other contract between you and your buyer. Okay. And on that assignment contract, it does not have your fee. It does not show what you're making, but they are essentially taking over the terms of your contract. You're assigning your interest in that property to somebody else. And yes, you do send them a redacted contract. They don't need to know what you're making, right? My buyers are not counting my money. As long as I'm giving them a deal on that property and they're still making money, they don't need to know how much I'm making. Okay. So what you need 2 things. You need a rock solid purchase and sale agreement. You need a rock solid assignment contract. That's it. Okay. Shannon from Georgia. How's it going? Georgia's good. Do a lot of deals in Georgia. Colorado, of course. There's deals in every single market, in every single city in this country, guys. There's always people that need to sell. There's always people that are moving or going through a foreclosure or a divorce or a probate or bankruptcy, right? I mean, they're behind their taxes. There's people everywhere that are be willing to sell their property at a discount no matter where you are, okay? What's up? I'm not sure who this is. What's going on? Oh, you know I'm rocking it always, every week, like clockwork, you guys. I got you. Take care, you guys. What's up, Nick? Started a texting campaign. Any advice on it? Sure. Stay consistent. Stay consistent and try to text shit. I would like you to text a minimum of 500 people a day. Okay? Super simple. Go to batchleads.com. Use code Estes. It'll give you half off the first month. I mean, if you're asking for questions about messaging, simpler the better, right? I see people screw this up all the time, and they try putting in all kinds of fancy stuff in their text message and trying to sell themselves or why they're so special and why people should sell their house to them. We're not here to convince people, guys. We're out here looking for motivated sellers, right? We're not out to convince people to sell. We're out here to sort the motivated sellers from the unmotivated sellers. So you put a simple message in, hey, I'm looking to buy a house in the neighborhood. Would you be open or would you be willing to get an offer on your property? Would you consider selling? Something like that, around those terms. When someone responds and they say, you know what, Nick, yes, I would be open to get an offer. Great. You get them on the phone and you go through my script. Keep the message simple and stay consistent, at least 500 messages a day. Okay? Hey, what's going on? Mr. Thinker, how to choose a high-end market for wholesale or creative strategies and make sure that buyers aren't actually buying in that area and make sure that buyers are actually buying in that area. So many markets, how do you pick and choose? Sure, I kind of answered this already, okay? Simple, go to Estes data. You can put in any single city. Let me show you, just so there's no confusion here. You can put in, I mean, all right, this is simple. Here we go. Let me let this load up here. Essentially, all you need to do is you can plug in any city, and you can see how many cash sales were in that market. You can see how many houses were flipped in that market within the last year. Super simple. Okay, go to estesdata.com. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Okay, I'm not sure what high-end market you're in or which one you're considering or anything like that. I mean, let's just say it's Los Angeles. I don't know where you want to be, right? I can simply go right here, and I can go to property characteristics. I'm looking for single-family houses. I can go down here to ownership info, last sale date, 1 year ago to today, right? And I can see here there's 7,000 properties, 7,042 properties that have sold in just the city of Los Angeles, not even Los Angeles County, okay? And then I can go down here to valuation, so last one, mortgage info. Actually, you know what? I'll do it right here, make it easier. I'll go to cash buyers. Everyone's asking about cash buyers tonight. Right here, there's 1,100 cash buyers just in Los Angeles. I can go down through all these properties, and these are all cash buyers. I can look up, I can click in, I can see who bought that property. Simple. So, Los Angeles is great. There's a lot of people buying houses. 1,100 houses are bought for cash within the last year. Then I can go flippers. How many houses were flipped within the last year? 189 houses were flipped, according to this, in just the city of Los Angeles, not Los Angeles County. Okay? So there you go. Very simple. Go to estesdata.com. Okay, when you buy and hold, how do you calculate a good deal? I mean, this really depends, guys, what your goals are. I mean, every buyer buys for different reasons. I mean, what is your what are your goals? Are you buying for cash flow? Are you buying for equity? That's really a personal opinion. I mean, for me, I mean, I'd probably want both, right? I mean, I probably want to get it at below retail. Maybe I want to get it at, maybe I want 10, 20% equity in the deal. And maybe I want to make sure I'm making $300 a month for a single family house. I mean, it all comes down to cap rate. It comes down to what the house is worth now, how much equity you have in it. But, that's really a personal decision. And it depends. I mean, there's a lot of people that just buy for equity, It doesn't even cash flow. There's other people that they'll buy at full retail. And as long as they have some cash flow coming in every month. Personally, I want the best of both worlds, right? But hey, this is all that's a real personal question if you're just buying and holding of what your end goals are and your exit strategies. What's the highest price market you go for? I mean, I'll do anything. My company is nationwide. We're in every single city. Okay. So there's nothing that scares me as far as high price goes. Does the buyer always have to pay the mortgage that's left over? Yes. Yes. So for instance, that's why you have to make sure that your offer is higher than what is owed on the property combined in liens. So if they have a mortgage of $100,000, they have $10,000 in liens, they owe $110,000. Now the closing company is going to have to pay that off. So that means that you have to pay $110,000, or the seller is going to have to come to the closing with the difference, right? If you're only paying $100,000 and they owe $110,000, the seller is going to have to come to the closing with $10,000. Okay, so it's always got to be paid off. Good question. Okay. How much money do you put down for EMD? I have a seller who wants $1,000. My normal contract has $100 EMD, $100, and we'll go up to $500 if it's a smoking hot deal. Now, Sterling, you need to let them know that this is your deal. You got to stay in control of this conversation, and you got to let them know if they want to work with you, this is your company policy. This is what you do. If they don't want to sell their property, that's fine. Then maybe I'm not the best fit for you. Push back, stay in control, be the boss. Okay. All right. I got a deal under contract for a good value, but then the roof was inspected and it's $20,000. That wasn't taken into calculation. How can I recalculate it with the seller? He won't go down $20,000. Well, I don't know if you're trying to assign this deal or where your goals are. If this is a buy and hold for you, if you plan on flipping this. But I mean, you gotta give the seller an ultimatum. Listen, I wasn't aware that the problem with the roof. And now, I can't get the funding needed. My partner won't give me the approval on this deal. I'll tell you what, I need to get a reduction by $20,000. I'm going to have to cancel the contract. You got to play hardball. Okay. And if they don't go down, then it's not a deal. You move on to the next one. There's nothing you can do. I mean, you can't make someone drop their price $20,000, but what you can do is let them know the facts. Say, listen, I apologize. I have good intentions and I want to close on this property, but I can't overpay based on its current condition. Okay. Okay. We're doing good here. We're doing good. You guys liking this? You guys liking these free trainings? Give me some love here. Share this for me. All right. And remember, if you want to be part of one of my new programs, if you want to get in, I only got 25 spots, so make sure you hit up the DM. Slide in there. When wholesaling a property, do you just cut the price in half, or do you do the whole formula? ARV times 70. Okay, good question. So no, I never just cut it in half. Okay, that's not a strategy. That's just winging it, right? On average, it's usually about half what we can pay. but that's not the case in every market. Some markets are more than that, right? Higher end markets, buyers pay a lot more than half. They'll pay up to maybe 60, 70%. So what you have to do is do your formula. Then always double check that by looking at cash transactions in that market inside Estes data, okay? All you got to do is you find similar properties to your property that cash buyers are buying, right? And if you know your investors or cash buyers are buying similar properties for $100,000 in that kind of condition, that means that you probably don't want to spend any more than 85, 90, so you can assign your deal to an investor for 100 because you know that's what they're paying. Okay? So I do it both ways. I'll use a formula, but I'll always double check it by looking at the raw facts of what investors are paying for similar properties in a given market. Okay? That's the best way to do it. Okay. What companies do you use for voicemail and text? All right. So for text, I use batch leads. Okay. Batch lead code Estes. Okay. And I use slide broadcast code Estes as well. If you join my Facebook group, and I'll give you the discount links. I'll put them in there, or send me a DM. I'll give you the link so you can get some discounts. Okay. How do you find cash transactions? Right here, I just showed you. Simple, right? It doesn't get much simpler than this. I want cash transactions. I go right here, cash. Boom. There they are. There's all of them in any given area. So maybe I want to do, doesn't matter where I do. I can do Cincinnati, Ohio. Cash transactions within the last year. It's going to pull them up. My computer's a little slow. All right. Rounds, we wait for that. 2,000 cash transactions in Cincinnati within the last year. Okay. You want your cash buyers? There they are. Make them fight over the deal. If we're not able to find cash buyers, are we obligated to purchase the property ourselves? What clauses should be included in our P&S contract? Good question. You got to make sure you have a good contract, guys. In my course, I give out my bulletproof contracts, right? I've had attorneys that spend tens of thousands of dollars on these contracts, and I give them away for free, okay? But you got to have clauses in there. You got to have ways to back out of the deal. You got to make sure that you have, in mine, I have multiple exit strategies in my contract. One is I have, I have an inspection clause, and not just an inspection clause for a couple of days. I have an inspection clause pretty much up to the closing date saying, if the property doesn't check out, that I can back out. I have a clause in there saying that, I got to get financial or partner approval on this deal. I don't have a business partner, but I still have it in there as an exit strategy. In worst case scenario, you got to put in there as well that the sole remedy for default on the contract is a loss of earnest money deposit, right? Brad pretty much says, if you default on this contract, the worst thing that you can do to me is take away my $100 earnest money deposit, right? When you're dealing with contracts, guys, make sure you know what you're doing, okay? Make sure you know what you're doing as well. All right. So once again, I give away all my contracts in my programs, so you can use the exact contracts that I use doing, we did 10 deals last week. Last week we did 10 deals. Hopefully we're going to get probably pretty damn close to that this week as well. What would it do for you guys if you could learn how to do this on a large scale and do 10 deals a week with an average deal size of $10,000 to $15,000 a week? Right. And I'm not saying you guys can do that, but that's something that you can definitely strive for. You can learn the basics and you can work your way up. All right. I'm wholesaling in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, a very dry place. Any advice? Why, Young Savage, why do you think it's dry? What's going on? What are you doing for marketing? And that's going to be my first question to you, right? What are you doing on a daily basis? How many people you're contacting? How much marketing you're putting out? How many phone calls you're making? How many offers are you making, right? If it seems dry, that you're probably not talking to enough people, okay? There's a direct correlation between the number of people you talk to and how much you get paid. But answer that question. I'll see if I can help you. My challenge is trying to figure out what homes buyers are looking for. Jill, that's not an issue. Buyers will buy anything, right? Buyers will buy anything at the right price. I don't give a shit what it is. Any buyer for any property. I don't care what it is. At the right price, a buyer will buy it. The issue probably is that you're not getting a deep enough discount on that deal. It's not hard to give away free equity in a house to an investor. If you can't sell a deal, you pay too much. Okay? It doesn't matter what it is, right? I can put the crappiest house in a neighborhood. It doesn't matter what it is. You know, people come up with all kinds of excuses of why, you know, their house doesn't sell. Well, it's in a bad neighborhood, or the bedrooms are too small, the kitchen's outdated. That doesn't matter. What matters is the price. It's not selling because those are negative features against the property, but at the right price, it would sell, right? I'll tell you right now, if you put that same house, even though it has small bedrooms, an outdated kitchen, a bad area, on the market for $100, guess what? You'll have 1,000 people bidding after that property. Why? Because it comes down to price always. Okay, always comes down to price. Those negative features just means you overpaid. Okay, so don't worry about what buyers are looking for. You need to worry about finding discounted deals, and the buyers will come to you. Okay. Young Savage, they don't need to know anything about it. The only person that needs to know about wholesaling is you. If you know how to do it, you don't need anybody else. What do you need? Only thing you got to do is be armed with the right information of how to do it with the right contracts and the right mindset, and you can go out there and do it. I mean, you don't need anybody. You can do this. If you want help, hit me up. Can you skip trace just to find cell numbers? I've skip traced a list of 500 and less than half are sales numbers. No. No, what happens, Nick, is, sorry, some people just may not have cell phone numbers. You just can't get it. Okay, you just can't get it. So it is what it is. I mean, if you're skip tracing somebody and a cell phone number doesn't show up, it just means that there's no way of finding it. So unfortunately, it is what it is. You got to sort your cells from your landlines. And those landlines, you got to have a different strategy, right? So those landlines, what I would do, instead of text messaging them, you might want to call them or send them a voicemail and let them listen to the voicemail and call you back if they're interested, okay? Do something, use a different strategy for the ones you can't get cell numbers for, okay? Okay. Does a seller see how much you made off the property at the closing? Is the amount you get listed in the closing document the seller signed? No. So if you do this right, if you do it the way that I teach you, and you vet your closing company properly, the seller will never know what you're making. Okay? The seller will never know. You got to make sure that you train your closing company, if they don't already, to give split HUDs or blind HUDs, meaning your seller will get one set of HUDs, your buyer will get another, and you also make sure that they don't close at the same time. You separate the buyer and seller so they don't meet each other, right? So there's a lot of strategy behind this, guys, a lot of strategy. Wholesaling is simple, okay? It's a simple process, but there's so many key little things that you got to learn over time. That's you know, that make it, you know, so simple. So if you want to learn these strategies, you gotta hit it up. Hit me up. We have a list of 5,000. Trying to do at least 300 to 500 texts a day. Okay, good. Haven't had our first contract yet, but we're hoping SMS will bring a large list of leads in the pipeline. Okay, Daniel, let me give you a little bit of stats here. If you're doing 300 to 500 texts a day, okay, you will most likely get, I would say, depending on your list of how good your list is, you'll probably get 1 to maybe 3 qualified leads a day. Okay. Now, then it comes down to your close ratio. How good are you at closing deals? Do you have a good script, right? Do you know how to talk to sellers? Do you know how to build a rapport? Do you know how to negotiate? Okay. You know how to work through the conversation and flow into building rapport, negotiating and getting it closed. All right. That's all going to depend on how good you are on the phone. If you're getting 1 to 3 leads a day, it's probably going to take you a little bit. On average, when you're starting, your close ratio is probably going to be somewhere between 50 and 70 leads per contract. So do the math of how many days it's going to take you to get a deal. Let's just say for round numbers, it's 60, and you're getting 3 a day. That's 20 days. It's going to take you 20 days if you're doing every single day for 20 days. And you're getting 3 leads a day, you should be able to get a contract. Okay? All right. And one thing you also can keep in mind, guys, is these are all real easy numbers, right? And in my program, I show you how to lay this out. The first thing that we do is always define what your income goal is. It doesn't matter if you want to make $50,000 a year or $50,000 a month or $50,000 a week. It doesn't matter. If you know that number, I can help you reverse engineer that so you know exactly what you have to be doing every single day, every single week, and how many leads you need to be getting to hit your income goal. There's a direct proportion between your leads and how much money you're going to make. And I can help you reverse those numbers. I don't care what number it is. You can hit it if you know the formula. Okay? How do you feel about buying property taxes that are behind on? I mean, I feel okay. I don't master in that strategy. I know guys that make money on it, but that's a whole nother ball game. That's a whole nother ball game. Okay. Can you show us how to use batch leads? The good thing about batch leads, guys, is when you sign up, you use my code. They will do an onboarding call with you. Okay. They will do an onboarding call with you and make sure you understand the program. They do trainings like two to 3 times a week, I believe, that you can hop on with them and they can help you through it. So rely on the experts. They can help you. You just sign up, use my promo code, and they will do an onboarding with you to make sure that you are successful. Okay. Why a knight, not a king on your background? Well, I don't know. I found it at Home Goods. They didn't have any kings. Okay. No, Estes data. My last name. Estes data is scrolling across the bottom of the screen here. Okay, it's scrolling across the bottom of the screen, right there, right there. My last name, data. Okay. Questions are piling up. I'm trying to get through these as quick as possible, guys. I want to make sure I get to all you guys tonight. I'm fired up. I want to have a big night tonight. Okay, I want to have a big night. I want to be providing some serious value, and more than that, I want someone to take what they learned tonight. I want them to put in my Facebook group that they learned something and they were able to get a contract. Okay, that's my goal of these things: is produce results. Don't just take what I'm saying and let it go to nowhere. Take what I'm saying and put it into action and get some results. Okay. What's your number one tip for getting your first deal? Talk to more people. Okay. Stay consistent and talk to more people. You may think that you're doing enough, but you're probably not. Okay. Always think bigger. And if you're not joining me on, joining me on Instagram, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Nick Estes. I just made a big post about thinking bigger. All right, guys, everyone in this group is going to be thinking bigger. I push myself to think bigger every day, and I want you to as well. Okay? If you guys think that you can do $50,000 a year, you got to push yourself to do $50,000 a month. No problem, Sterling. That's why I'm here. Can you start wholesaling at 17 years old? You can. You can. All right. Love it. All right. Beautiful. What's the first step I need to take to get into the whole industry? I'm motivated to make a deal. I'm just not confident in a way to go about it. All right. First thing you got to do is you got to seek some advice from someone who's been there, done that, to shorten the learning curve. Yes, you can figure this out on your own. I mean, I have videos on pretty much every step on my YouTube channel. I see you're coming in from YouTube. First step would educate yourself. If you want to fast track your results, get someone that can help you. They can show you that blueprint, that roadmap of exactly what to do, and you just got to follow it. Okay? That's the first thing. The second thing is you got to take action. A lot of people are sitting on the sidelines, waiting for the right day. The time is now. I talked about this last week, guys. All we got is time on this earth, right? Take advantage of it. Act now. Let's get shit done. Round you're thinking about trying to get involved, there's someone else taking action. All right? Let's do it. If you need help, I'm here to help. But first step, get educated, take action, and fall forward, my man. Fall forward. You can't till you're 18, but you can find a mentor research. You can. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. I appreciate that, guys. I always try to do, if you're a part of my Facebook group, a part of my, YouTube channel, that all this is about is giving value, right? It's all about giving value and trying to help the community, uplift the community, and actually put out some real value out there instead of just rambling on a bunch of nonsense that spins you in circles and gets you more confused, right? Let's get some clear-cut, simple, to-the-point advice that you can take and implement tonight and start making money as quick as possible. That's my goal on these lives and everything that I do. Okay, guys? So I appreciate you respecting that and seeing that. Jesus, I provide that in my program, but I'm sure there's a bunch of free ones inside Facebook groups and stuff like that you can get as well. Contracts aren't hard to get. I would just Google it. Google wholesale contracts. You can probably find some, or go inside the file section of the Facebook groups. I'm sure there's some inside the file section of my Facebook group. Those are not my contracts, right? Those are other people who put contracts in there and use those. But if you want my contracts, that's part of my program. I save those for my students because they are really, really expensive. And, I want my students to have that upper advantage. I don't mind giving away free advice, but there's certain things that are that the people that really seek out and want my help, they get those. Okay. Same with my phone scripts and all that type of stuff, right? Those are exclusive, unfortunately. Okay. I'm still working on some pricing, but like I said, the first 25 people I will be giving a 90% discount to. So it's gonna be stupid cheap. All right, it's gonna be stupid cheap. So just hit me up if you're interested. How to deal with stubborn seller that won't go down in price? Well, once again, right, guys, our job on this is to find motivated sellers. Now, if the person won't go down on their price, you can't make somebody go down on their price. What it comes down to is they're not motivated to sell. You go on to the next lead. You can't make someone do anything they don't want to do. You can try to convince them, right? In my script, there's a lot of techniques and negotiating techniques that we can probably get the price down maybe 10, 15, 20%. But if someone's at retail, it's hard to get them at wholesale. They got to be motivated to start with. If you got a motivated seller, you can get the price down. If they're not motivated, move on to somebody else. Our job is to sort motivated sellers from unmotivated sellers, not to convince people to do one thing or another, okay? My advice, talk to more people, throw that aside, follow back up in a month. If they're motivated, next time you talk to them, they might go down their price, right? But don't get hung up on one lead. All right. Join my program. You got to send me a DM, okay? Send me a DM. You gotta hit me up on this. You gotta slide in the DM, either on Facebook or Instagram is best, okay? Like I said, I want action takers, right? Like I said before, time is everything to me, guys. Time in this world is everything. I don't waste time giving you guys nonsense. I don't waste time in my life. All we got is time, and I want to work with action takers. So if you want to be one of the first ones, take the action and hit me up. Let's not hope for something. Let's actually take noticeable change. I put this property under contract, 50K. My exit strategy is to sell it to a buy and hold investor for 60. Would you consider this a good deal? Link to the pictures below. I don't know if I can get pictures in this chat or not, but what I will do is look this up for you. And I don't know the condition, but you're saying you're going to sell this to a buy and hold investor, so I'm assuming that's already in good shape. If anybody else has a property they want me to look into, I'm happy to do so. Like I said, guys, this is all about value. I mean, you know anybody else that's looking up properties for you and helping you close deals on lives for free? I doubt it. Okay, let's look. Let's see what we got here, Sterling. Let's see. See if you made a good deal or not. So what I'm doing, guys, just to help you out here, is I'm going through Estes data, my last name, scrolling across the bottom, and I'm just putting in the criteria here to see what homes are selling for in the area. I like to put the square footage about 300 below, 300 above. I'll start off with a half-mile radius around the property, then I'll expand, and I only want to look for single-family properties. So now what I can tell here is I can see that there's 13 properties that have sold in about the last year that are 300 square feet above or below this property. Okay, what I can do is look at the values. What are these homes selling for? Now, the first thing I'm going to do is scroll down here. I got one for $85,000 here. That's probably in pretty good condition. So this is probably pretty damn close to ARV is $85,000. So if you're going to try and sell this to an investor for 60, I think you might have overpaid. But let's see what the cash sales are. All right, this one was fixed up. They sold for 30. I'm going to try something else. I'm going to go to all cash sales. All right, guys. So what I'm looking now is all the cash sales. So essentially what I'm looking at is what investors are paying for properties in this area. This is exactly how I can go in any market in the country without seeing the property and determine how much I can pay. Is I'm simply seeing what investors are paying for similar properties. So this is what I'm looking at right now. Now the problem here that I'm seeing here, Sterling, is most of these investors are paying $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 for these properties, right? Which would make sense, right? The estimated value is $74,000, and we know that we probably got to be close to half that. Even in lower end properties, it's even lower than half usually, because think about it. There's not that much room to fix up a property. If a property is worth $200,000 and paying half, there's $100,000 in equity to do repairs. The house is only worth 74. They can't even they don't even have 100,000 in equity, right? So they don't have that much room to do repairs. So usually it has to be below half. Let's just see. This one sold for 15. No pictures. Let me see if anything else got pictures on here. This one sold for 13, right? So I'm not sure the condition of yours, but this one here it's in rough shape. It's in rough shape for sure, but 13,000, pretty cheap. This one sold for 45. I think this is probably going to be the kind of condition yours is in. See, this is livable condition. An investor bought this probably to rent out. So my guess is, yeah, they're probably paying for this kind of condition house. They might be paying up to 45,000, maybe. To be safe, I would say 40. And if you want to make a minimum of $10,000, I would try to get it for 30. So I think you overpaid, my man. Try to renegotiate if you can, but you never know. You might get lucky. You might find an investor that's willing to pony up the money, but it's just not much equity. And if there are repairs that have to be done, it doesn't leave any equity. So always use this, okay? Use this to your advantage to see what investors are paying for similar properties in your area. I mean, it doesn't get much simpler, okay? You can do it. You can do it. How do you feel about bandit signs, and how effective are they now that there is social media? Are they more effective in rundown areas? Sure. I mean, everything's more effective in rundown areas because there's more distressed properties, right? If you're going to put a bandit sign in a distressed area, you're going to have more phone calls than you do in $1 million neighborhood. Okay. Bandit signs work okay, but they're actually not the cheapest thing. I mean, you got to pay for all of them, right? I mean, the shipping and all that kind of stuff. Maybe you hire someone to put them up for you, unless you're going to do it yourself. There's more efficient ways of doing it. I mean, I don't mind bandit signs, but it wouldn't be my first choice. If something I like better that costs even less is driving for dollars. I mean, if you're going to do something and you don't want to pull lists and do that type of thing, I would much rather you drive for dollars. It'll be less money, and you'll probably have a better return than putting out bandit signs. If you're driving around putting up signs anyways, look for the distressed properties and contact those people. They'll give you a better bang for your buck. So that's what I would recommend. Any tips for text campaign? Yeah, we went over this. Keep the message really, really simple, okay? And stay consistent. Try to do at least 500 texts a day if you can. Simple messaging, guys, right? Hey, I'm looking to buy a house in the area. Would you consider getting an offer on your property? That's it. My week is going good. Thank you. Thanks for asking. Yeah, things are going good. Busy week. We're locking up houses left and right. We're fucking screaming. But, making time to come on here. Okay, I've downloaded several assignment contracts from different people. They all have a blank for the assignment fee. You said you do not disclose that in your assignment contract. That is correct. I do not disclose my assignment fee on my contract that I use. I designed it so it does not have that. Only thing it has on my contract is what they're paying for the property. It does not disclose how much I'm making. As far as I'm concerned, it does not matter. If my buyer agrees to purchase a property for a certain price, that's all they need to know. They don't need to know how much I'm making. Okay? Okay, you want to contact me, you got to message me on Instagram, or you got to direct message me on Facebook, okay? Super simple. I'm everywhere. Reach out. Hit me up. Okay? All right. If a realtor or a seller asks me if I'm a wholesaler, what should I say? First of all, a realtor shouldn't be saying this to you because you shouldn't be talking to realtors anyways. You should be finding off-market properties. But my script that I use if someone asks, is I tell them, if someone says, what do you got to do with the property, this or that, I let them know, hey, I do one of three things with properties. Either I'm gonna fix it up and resell it. Either I'm gonna take and rent it out, or I might pass it on to one of my partners who might be better suited for it. But no matter what I do, you're gonna get the exact price we agree upon. Okay. So that says that you might pass this on to a partner. Okay. But that is my normal script that I use. And that's so if you like that, use it. And Nick, I saw a single family house that's owned by an agent. The contractor was there fixing it up. Agent will be looking for retail, correct? I mean, I would assume, but you never know. I mean, you never know until you ask, but I would assume they want retail. Yeah. I mean, all they got to do is put it on the market. I mean, that's their job. So I would assume they probably wouldn't sell for a discount, but you never know. They could be in desperate need. How do we get in contact with me? I answer that. Average cost of SMS text message. Depends on what plan you pick inside Estes data, okay? Depends on what plan you pick, but no matter which one you pick, you get a half off your first month. I'm sorry, inside batch leads, but no matter which one you use code Estes, you'll get half off. On average, it's 1 to 3 cents per text message. Okay, 1 to 3 cents per text message. Okay, price goes down the more that you do. Okay, good. Okay, I'm in North Carolina, an attorney state. The attorney that I talked to who agreed to do my closings told me that he has done these deals and the amount that I get will be listed on the closing statements. I have an appointment with him next week. So do I ask him if we can call the split document? How do I ask him that? What question? No, you're not going to ask him. I mean, you're going to tell him. Right, guys? I want everyone in here to be a fucking boss. Okay? Man the fuck up and let people know this is how I need it done. I need a split HUD. I need split contracts. If you can't do that for me, I'm going to have to go take my business someplace else. Okay? Now, if that doesn't matter to you, if you don't care about that, then use this attorney and ask him. But in my opinion, the way that I teach it is we find people that want to work with us on our terms. Okay. And if this person is not willing to do that, I would find somebody else. But yes, it's called a split HUD or blind HUDs, meaning there's two separate documents, one for the buyer, one for the seller. So your seller never sees how much you're making because that will kill the deal. So I never put that to chance. I hire somebody that knows how to work with me and how I want transactions done. Right? Keep in mind, these people are working for you. So they probably should do it your way, right? Do you only do deals with 50% equity or higher when looking for deals? No, I think I answered this already. No, that doesn't really matter. 50% is just a general rule of thumb. Okay. I pay based on what cash buyers are paying similar properties for in the area. Okay. Just like I just showed. If I know cash buyers are buying similar properties for 70,000, I know that I probably don't want to pay more than 55, maybe 60. That way I can make at least $10,000 on the deal. Only thing I care about and how I teach to make it super simple, you don't got to do any crazy formulas or do anything, is you're simply looking at what investors are paying for similar properties and you pay less than that, right? Simple. When I go to Estes data, prop stream comes up. Yes. So Estes data, is essentially PropStream, but you get a discount code for signing up with Estes Data. And you also get a video of me showing you how to go through it and pick the best list and pull your cash buyers and all that type of stuff. So I personally help you when you go through Estes Data and you get a discount, okay? Catch the replay, catch the replay. I'm a newbie with $500 a month budget. Should I just start out cold calling? Yeah, so what I would do is, yeah, cold calls are cheap. SMSs are cheap. That's a great way of doing it. The cheapest way to go about doing this probably is driving for dollars, which is pretty much free other than gas. You know, skip tracing, there's online free skip tracing if you're in a super tight budget. If you want quality data, go to batch skip tracing. Code Estes will get you 20% off. But there are free services out there. It just might not be super accurate. Like True People Search, it's free, but it's not super accurate. And then cold call, which is pretty much free, and call the people up. But you said you got $500 a month budget. So I would throw some texting in there. I would go to Estes Data. It's $97 a month, and you can get 10,000 records a month for free, right? So you can pull all your motivated sellers list right in here, okay? You can go right here and you can pull all your lists. I got vacant houses. I got liens. I got pre-foreclosures. I got people that have bankruptcy, divorce. You can pull it pretty much any list that you want right inside here, okay? And it's only $97 a month. So if you got 500, you can get 10,000 people to talk to every single month. That leaves you $400 left over. So $500 a budget can start making you some real money, okay? All right. Freeway Rick is so confused. Oh, man. Hit me up, Freeway. See if I can help, all right? I know these questions are all over the place, guys, right? I mean, I try to answer these questions as best as I can, but I know sometimes, you know, if you're just starting, you don't even know what the hell I'm talking about, right? So, you know, but I provide a lot of free content, guys. I'm not here to sell you on anything. This is all free. I mean, if you go to my YouTube channel, I don't know how many hours of free content of teaching this stuff. This is my number 10th free live. Each one's at least like 2 hours long. So, I mean, you got 20 hours of free live training. I mean, right here inside my Facebook group as well. I mean, I understand it can be overwhelming, but check out all my free content. I give away more free content than most people give away for paid, right? The content I give away for free, I almost guarantee it's better than paid content that you pay for in some of these courses that you get. So check out the free stuff. And if you want to shorten your learning curve, you want me to personally help you and speed things up, right, guys? Speed, time, that's all we got. If you want me to help you start making money quickly, so you don't spend the next, you know, year trying to put all the pieces together, let me know. I got you. This may be a long shot, but you know, any credible people in the UK that I can self-educate from or network with? I'm currently self-educating here, beginning stages, and do various webinars. I don't know anyone in the UK. I don't, unfortunately. Sorry. Okay. How do you build a cash buyers list? All right. I think I've went over this quite a few times, so maybe this is an old question. I got the questions are stacking up. Right here, guys, all you got to do is go into Estes Data, and there's a tab. I mean, it doesn't get much simpler. It says cash buyers. It's right there. See it? I mean, it's right there. Cash buyers. It's going to give you every single cash buyer in your city. Okay? All right. I had a foreclosure lead tell me that the home was his for 2 more months and he doesn't want any help. How should I handle this situation? Sure. The problem is, this does happen from time to time, right? People will wait till the last minute. So what you need to do is you got to keep on following up with this person. Unfortunately, they don't see the writing on the wall too. Sometimes it's too late. So you need to paint that picture for them of what's going to happen and how you can help them out of that situation and put some urgency in it. Let them know that if they wait too much longer, you might not be able to help them. So unfortunately, this is a pretty common thing with pre-foreclosures. People, they're pretty desperate, and rightfully so. And maybe they don't have any place to go, and they want to stick there as long as they can. So you got to work with them, right? You got to work with them and try to help them the best you can. Yes, guys, we are trying to get deals on properties, but at the end of the day, the way that I go about this is helping people. And if you truly want to help people, you will make a lot of money in the process. Just the way that it goes, right? Karma. So take your time. You got to be sympathetic. I mean, it is what it is. But stay on top of them and let them know how you can help. What kind of service can you provide them? Maybe you can help this person find someplace else to live, right? Maybe you can set them up with an apartment. Maybe you can give them a little bit of money as a down payment or whatever it may be. I mean, I don't know the situation of the deal, but you got to sweeten the pot. Okay. What phone text services would you use to cold call? So text, you want to use batch leads. Okay. Batchleads.io, code Estes. Okay. And, if you want to use a dialer, okay, if you just want to do singular phone calls, just use like dial pad. I use dial pad in my office. But if you want to do, if you want to have like an auto dialer to do like cold call, like if you want to go run down through a list and do cold call, okay, use estesdialer.com. Okay, it's a new service that I have. It's a dialer, only $99 a month, and you can get a discount on that. Super cheap, and it'll give you all the features that you need. Okay, Estes Dialer, my last name, dialer.com. How do you make sure the seller is not lying? What's left over on the mortgage? Okay, go to estesdata.com. Right here, estimated mortgage balance. This one has an estimated mortgage balance of $44,221. Pretty simple. Okay, pretty simple. Other than that, I mean, the title company is going to confirm all this for you too. At that point, it kind of sucks if they owe more than what they told you, but eventually it's going to come out in the wash. But an easier way to check it is right here, right there, estdata.com. Okay. Can you look in Montgomery County? Yeah, sure. I mean, sign up for this service. Okay. Man, sign up for this. You can do any county you want. Monterey County. Monterey, sorry, CA, right? We said, yeah, right here. All right, what do you want to know? I think you asked before about cash sales. I'm not positive. So let's see. All right, what filters do I have on? Cash buyers, 347 cash sales within the last year, single family houses in Monterey County. Okay. So, I mean, it's not screaming with cash deals, but there's definitely cash sales, 347 of them. Okay. Hey, Rob, totally new here. Good stuff. Thanks. I'm glad you guys appreciate this. Hopefully you guys are liking this. If you guys like this, share this live for me, okay? I'm trying to put out some value, and I'm really trying to grow this group and build a community of people inside this group that not only, can I start doing some live trainings, but we could all start helping each other and have a pack of people that are so in tune with helping each other that, we all can succeed. So if you guys want to share this video for me, right? Let's get some other people into my YouTube channel. Let's get some other people into my Facebook group, and let's all succeed together. Okay, that's my goal. So if you do appreciate this stuff, if you do like this stuff, do me that solid. Okay, do me that if you would. I'd like to start at the beginning, the very beginning. Do you have any videos from the starting point? Yeah, I do. I'm sure you may have seen it, but I have all kinds of videos right inside my YouTube channel laying out the exact steps. And it starts right from the very beginning of how to set up your business, what you need to do to set up your business before you even get started. So, I mean, that's the very, very beginning. So check out all those videos on my new YouTube channel. I got all kinds of free trainings as far as that go. And inside my Facebook group too, go to Wholesaling Houses with Nick Estes. And there's a free mini course in there that I give out, right, guys? And it's in there. And it's called the 21-day launch calendar that I give for free. And it shows you day by day what to do the first 21 days to get going. And that's free right inside my Facebook group. Okay. So start there. I got you. All right. How do you back out of a deal? No. How do you back out of a bad deal? Simple. Like I said, let the person know if it's not a good deal and you need to get a reduction, you can give them an ultimatum. Hey, listen, I love this property, but unfortunately, I didn't realize the amount of work that I needed, or, something came in more. I'm going to need it at this price now, or unfortunately, I'm going to have to cancel the contract. And if you have to cancel it, you send them a termination letter that you both sign. Okay. Yeah, there is a difference. There's a big difference. I mean, it's completely updated, right? This business is always evolving, and I'm in this business every single day. So, I mean, we're always evolving. There's always new technology. There's always new program. There's always better ways of doing things. And because I'm doing this every single day, I'm staying up to date with what's working today, right? If I didn't know what was working today, I wouldn't be able to do 10 deals last week, right? I got my finger on the pulse of exactly what's happening in this business. So that's why I'm always making constant updates. So my new course is completely different than the last one. I mean, the general premise is the same, but the process is always evolving and becoming better and simpler of how to do things. And I pass that on to you guys. Okay. Where can I find your course? Okay. You want it? You hit me in the DM. Okay. Hit me up in the DM, Facebook or Instagram. Yes, I do offer personal consultation as well. I do offer that as well. It is expensive though. Okay. It's probably less money to take my course than to get an hour on the phone with me. Okay. My time is valuable, guys. Yours should be too. All right. Let's look up this one. Max ARV. Someone wants some help on a deal. Let's do it for him. John, I got you. Max ARV. Okay, so this person's asking ARV, which is after repair value. I know we got some beginners in here, so I want to make sure we understand what we're looking up here. ARV, so essentially asking what would this home be worth completely fixed up in brand new condition. That's what ARV is. So when you sell it to your buyers, what they want to know is, what the ARV is. What can I sell this property for after it's fixed up? So this is that value, after repair value. So to get that, once again, I'm just going to go right on here And I'm going to see what I'm going to see what homes are selling for, not investors, not cash sales, but what, regular sales are getting. So this is a 1,200 square foot house. Once again, I put my parameters about 300 below, 300 above, right? And I want single family house that have sold. Okay. This doesn't make much sense here. I don't think this is correct, but maybe. It says it's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, but maybe. All right, so we got a lot of sales in this area, which does make it nice and easy. 61 in just this little neighborhood. Like this neighborhood's cranking. Where is this? Virginia. Okay, so it's going to be easy to come up with it. So I'm not sure if you guys can see this or not. Let me increase this so I can. Can I increase the size? Whoa. Is that better? I think that's better for you guys. Okay. So what am I doing here? If I'm looking for ARV, I'm looking for the highest price ones here. So I'm simply skimming down this list. And the beautiful part about this, guys, is you can see right here. Look how similar these prices are. 430, 400, 400, 390, 400, 397, 370, 400, 405, 430, 380, 350, 380, right? They're all right around 400,000. And then you got some that are lower, right? That's 318, right? That's probably an investor, or that's the one that's run down a little bit. But most of these properties are around 400,000. And the highest one is this 430. So my guess is that's ARV. Let's decrease this so I don't get crazy here. And I bet this house looks fixed up, brand new condition. Okay? What'd I say? Brand new condition. It's empty, means someone just renovated it. Okay? So it's pretty damn close to 430 on a max ARV. Let me just double check that, find another one here that's close to that price. This one here, 430 as well. This one's right next door. There you go, 430. That's the max ARV on that property. Okay? Simple. See how simple that is? Anybody can do this. If I can do it, shit. All right, Sterling, let's see. Keep in mind the condition. I gotta know condition on these things. It depicts how much you can spend, but I'll give you like my general idea. But condition is everything. All right, let's see what we got. This is a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,900 square feet. So let's see, 110. Decent condition. I mean, it's not like super renovated, but I mean, it's clean. It's clean. Like this is like a newer house. Okay, let's go to cash buyers and let's see what we can do to see if we can help you out with the price to pay on this. I mean, I don't know the condition, but my guess is probably going to be around 50,000. Let's just see. Not many cash sales in the area. Yeah, so kind of what I'm seeing here is cash sales. I got one, there's not much for information here. I got one at 81,000, I got one at 57, I got one at 65. So this tells me in this area, investors are paying somewhere between 65 and 80,000 for properties. On the low end, like I said, you want to be max offer of 50 to get 65. If it's better condition, you might be able to get up to 80. At that point, you might be able to spend 65, 70. It depends on condition. Okay. Simple. Okay. A dialer, go to estesdialer.com. We talked about that. We talked about that. Okay. So, okay, let me lay this out for some newbies in here. You pull your lists right off Estes data. Okay. Pull your list off there, all your motivated sellers list. Okay. You pull your list. Let's just say, for instance, let me get cash buyers. Let me get rid of this. Let's just say that I'm looking in, let's do Miami, keep it easy. And I'm looking for vacant houses. Okay. Vacant houses in Miami. I got 1,500 houses vacant in Miami. Let's say I want to contact these people. First thing I would do is I would save the list. It goes over here to my saved properties. And I'll show you here, my saved properties. You grab that list. See, on my list, I got, all my properties. I grab this list, I select it, and I simply hit export right here. Super simple. That's going to download onto your computer. And this is going to give you the address and the name of every single vacant house in Miami. Now you got to get their phone number. So you download this list onto your computer. Then you go over to batch leads and you upload that list. All right, it's very simple. And then what they're going to do is they're going to spit you out another spreadsheet. And next to every one of these lines is next to the person's name and address is going to be their phone number. Okay, then same thing, right inside batch, the same program you get the phone numbers from, you can text people. Okay, 2 programs you need. PropStream, Estes data, okay, Estes data and batch leads. It'll get you all your data and you can get everyone's phone number and you can text message. Okay, make sure you use code Estes though when you're using batch leads so you can get that discount. All right. Boom. We're knocking out some serious questions tonight, guys. What are some important information you must know about your market before you tackle it? I mean, all the information you need is right here in front of you. I mean, this is all the data points. You just want to make sure that you're doing your due diligence. You might want to go in here and you might want to pull some cash buyers before you enter in a market. And you definitely probably should find a title company or a closing company in that market so you're ready to go as soon as you get a deal. I mean, other than that, you don't need much. I mean, all the data is right in front of you, right? SC data is going to give you everything you need. So pick a market, go wild. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the house is rough or doesn't matter. Like I said before about another property, investors will buy anything for the right price. If it's in a bad neighborhood, you just got to make sure you get it at a deep, deep discount. Only thing you got to make sure is you look on here and see what investors are paying for similar properties and get it below that. It doesn't matter where it is. It could be the worst neighborhood in the country. There's a buyer out there for it at the right price. Okay. I already have PropStream is finding lists and buyers in your program. Yes. when it comes to pre-foreclosed homes, how would you go about contacting them? Also, would you offer to just pay off the debt? Or should we just offer the right amount? Offer the right amount. I mean, you ask them. I mean, one thing you got to keep in mind here too, guys, is we're not making offers, okay? One thing you're going to learn if you're in any of my training is we don't make offers, okay? That's a number one rule in my office too. No one in my office makes offers on properties. And there's a certain script that you use to make sure that you don't have to do that. What we're doing is getting a price out of the seller of how much they want for the property. The person that gives the first price always loses. You don't want to be that person. So don't give offers, find out how much they want, and then work them down. Okay? But yeah, the goal is ultimately, to get it what's owed on it. But if you need to give them some money, go ahead and do it. As long as the numbers make sense. Hey, what's up? Okay, another one. Let's take a look. And I'm going to stay on here, guys. See how much more questions we got. We're getting through them. We've been on how long now? About an hour and a half. Nice. Okay, a little bit more. We'll get through a few more questions. And I got to get some work done tonight. Get some dinner. MAO on this property. All right, let's take a look. Are you guys getting this? You're seeing how to do this, right? So I'm going to say the MAO is probably around right here, around 90,000. This one sold for 89. Okay, it's fixed up, right? 90,000. That was simple. And once again, I can't tell the exact MAO because I don't have the condition. Condition plays a huge role in this. But my guess is it's probably something around this price right here, 38,000. So is the house in like this kind of condition? See, it's pretty rough, right? It needs a lot of work. 38,000 is kind of what this house went for. So I don't know the condition. If it's better than this condition, the investor will pay a little bit more. If it's in worse condition, they're going to pay less. But let's just say it's in this kind of condition. We know investors are going to pay 38. How much do you want to make on the deal? 10,000, 15,000? I would say MAO 25,000. Okay? If it's in better condition, maybe 30. Okay? Boom, knock that one out. Take that, make an offer tomorrow, get paid, and let me know how much you made. Let's knock out another one. So an investor bought this for $25,000 last year. Okay? Just so you know. So an investor bought this for 25. The chances are they might not drop their pants on it and sell it for less. Actually, no, this deal was wholesaled. An investor bought it for 25 on 430, then they sold it for 30,000. They actually paid 30,000. Someone paid 30 for it. I can get all this information right here, guys. It tells me everything I need. So this is a very rural area. There's not much going on in this area. You got to go a little ways away. You got to go close to the river to get sales, but I can find some stuff here. Shit, not much. All right, let's see what we got here. Once again, I don't know the condition of this property. So, max ARV. I could probably come up with that a little bit easier. Is this helpful, guys? All right. Hopefully this is helpful. I mean, I'm not really positive, to be honest with you, man. What the boss, what the complete ARV on this property is. There's not much data. I mean, I could guess. I mean, I'm seeing houses sell for right around like 135, 140. Not too far away, but there's not much data in this area. But that's just a round number for you. But don't hold me to that one. I'd have to look into a little bit more, but I don't want to spend too much time on it. Okay. But hopefully that helps a little bit. You're welcome. Good. I like that. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome for the opportunity. Person says the info is invaluable. Good. Hopefully this inspires you. And you know what? You can do this. You can do it. If you want some personal help, let me know. As a wholesaler, when we have the property on contract, do we invite the cash buyers ASAP to the property for inspection? Yeah. I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, once you have a property under contract, I mean, you're gonna send it out to all your cash buyers and get offers. Now, most likely, most of them are gonna want to see the property before they make an offer. So, yeah, if you're calling that inspection the time just going to see it, then yes. But yeah, have them go out as soon as possible because speed is everything, guys. Right? As soon as you get under contract, boom, get it out and sell it. Joe, hey, I have a question. Shoot it, Joe. Let me know. All right, we'll do. This probably be the last one that I comp here. Okay, guys. Okay, MAO on this property. Seller wants 20. And I see that he says the property needs work. Well, how much work? Brick is the real question. But let's see. See if I can get you anywhere close. Estimated value is $43,000. I see the seller bought it for $32,500 back in 1998. And I can also see the estimated mortgage balance of $17,000. So that's probably why they want 20, so they can walk away with a few $1,000s. Okay. My guess is you can probably get that even down further. You can probably get this thing for what's owed on it, maybe 18,000, 19,000, and they can walk away with maybe 500, $1,000. Okay. So that's the reasoning why they want 20, because they owe 17. Okay. Let's do some handiwork here. This is a duplex. So like I said, I don't know the condition, but let me take out square footage actually and just see what duplexes are going for in this area. The problem is, depends how rough it is. This one's sold for $5,000. This one sold for 31,000. Okay. This one sold for 14,000. I don't know the condition. Now, if it's this kind of condition, they're only investors are buying these for like 14 grand. So you need to get this thing, you know what? No more than like 5 probably. And they owe 17, so it's probably not a deal. If it needs a lot of work, it's not a deal. You can't make the numbers work. They owe 17,000. Most likely worth less than that, depending on how much it works, how much work it needs. So, but if it's in decent condition, you might be able to make a deal out of it. I just don't know based on what you're telling me. I'd have to know the actual property conditions. Okay. Okay. You are too awesome. Do you hear me? Just a piece of gold. Woo! Thank you. Gold. Shit, hold on. I gotta make sure not like last week, my battery doesn't die again. Let's see if I can get this plugged in. Crap. Hold on a second. There we go. Got it plugged in. Okay. Drain my battery. It was full when I started this. Okay. What is the benefit of asking a real estate agent to give me 6 months of cash sales list? Do I pay them to get that list? What's the benefit? Well, the benefit, yeah, cash sales is great. But once again, I mean, I don't know how much you're going to pay them, but why don't you just get Estes data? It's $97 and you can get as much information as you need. You can comp all your property. This is MLS access right here. So, you know what? I mean, no need to pay a realtor, right? You got all your information right here. Okay. But yeah, you need cash sales to know the transactions, but all the information is right here. The link is scrolling down the bottom of the screen. Okay. Okay, next question. How do you estimate repair costs when you're not experienced in calculating actual repair costs the property needs? Right, as you've just seen, I've just comped 5 or 10 properties all over the country and gave you how much I would pay for the property without even knowing anything about repair costs. I'm not calculating repair costs. I don't give a shit about repair costs. Repair costs are irrelevant to me. Only thing I care about is what investors are paying for similar properties and paying less than that. It's that simple, okay? And that's how I teach it. Yes, there is a formula that I use to double check it if I want to. And I use a very, very simple 3-tier process to do so. If it's just straight like cosmetic rehab, like paint, you know, touching up the flooring, doing some landscaping, $15 a square foot. If it also needs a bathroom and kitchen updated, $25 a square foot, and the whole place needs a complete remodel, a new roof, and maybe HVAC system, $35 a square foot. Okay? That's some round numbers, but ultimately, knowing what investors are paying for similar properties is going to tell you how much you can pay. Okay? All right, we're still got some more addresses coming in here. All right, let's do them. Try not to send any more addresses if you can, guys, because I hate leaving you guys answer your questions unanswered. I want to provide as much value as possible. Like, I really can't be here all night. Okay. Ooh, this thing's rough, my man. Been in contact with the owner. Can you overlook this property? Let us know what you think. Sure. So this house is listed on the market for $75,000. So have you been in contact with the owner or the real estate agent? Because if they're under contract with an agent, you're going to have to pay that fee. This thing is pretty rough. Okay, let's take a look. This one sold for 65. It looks in better condition. This one sold for 75. Better condition. You pay 75, you're overpaying. This one sold for 78. Better condition. This one sold for 70. Someone flipped it. Those are after pictures. This one sold for 38. I think this is kind of in your wheelhouse. Someone flipped that too. That's after pictures. So the 65 was in better condition. I don't think it's worth 65. Let me check one more thing for you. $56,000. I bet this is pretty damn close. Shit, that's even in better. That's better conditions. A little bit smaller though. 65,000. This is probably the closest one that I can find. 65,000. And that's what we're doing here, guys. We're trying to find similar properties. This one sold for 47. After pictures. No. See, this thing's pretty rough. This is might be a little bit worse than yours. This one sold for 47. So it's in between 47 and 65. My guess is that house you can sell to an investor for 60,000. I wouldn't want to be into it any more than 50,000. Okay? Ideally, I'd like to be in the 40s on this thing. Okay? So keep that in mind. Ideally in the 40s, max 50. Okay? We got another one. You guys learning this? Not much in this area. Once again, there's not much data to go by. So it does make it harder if there's not much sales. Let's just see what we can do here, though. See what I can do for you. Good home values, though. I mean, what I see here is I see the house right next door sold for 74,000. So I think that's a pretty good indication that you'd want to be below that. Yeah, I don't know what he needs for work, but I think there's a lot selling here in the low 100s. But depending on the amount of work that it needs, I think you want to be closer to that 74,000. The one right across the street, 38 South Miller Street. Okay, look into that property, what the condition was like, and it sold for 74,000. Then judge it based on that one. It's a better condition, worse condition. Someone bought it for 74. If it's the same condition, you know you got to be at what, 60,000. Okay. Does your program go into buying and selling with lender financing? No, it does not. I don't mess with banks. Another one. Things are piling up, guys. All right, we'll get it. We'll bang them out for you. We'll bang them out. Ooh, baby, that's a big one. Estimated value 918,000. These are the deals that I like. These are the deals that I like. If you guys want to partner on a deal like this, hit me up. Okay. I mean, I don't know. What's your question on this? MAO? I mean, you're giving me properties all over the country, my man. All different areas. If you're just starting off, stick to one area. Most all the cash sales run from most of them are from 415 to 445. So stick around 400,000 is my guess. How often are you going to do this live? Once a week? Yeah, I've been going live every week now for 10 weeks. Okay? Bring in some value to the community. You're welcome. MAO. Okay? Let's take a look. Once again, I don't know the condition, but if I had to put a guess on this, is these are going, if it's in really good condition, you might be able to get up to 80. But if it's a rehab, you can sell it to an investor for around 60,000. So you don't want to be any more than 50. Okay. Do you suggest cold calling on the weekends? I suggest you cold call every single day until you get a deal, and cold call more. They are asking 75, but the ARV is 134. We want to be lower than the asking price, around 55 to 65. Yeah, okay, so that was that one in Tampa. I think I told you max 50. So you're a little bit off on that. And I said ideally in the 40s. Yes, once again, yeah, they're asking 75. It's listed on the market for 75,000. That's why I don't fuck with anything on the market, guys. If it's listed on the market, I don't fuck with it. Those people are not motivated. They got a realtor. And you're bidding on this property against other investors, right? It's listed on the market. So you're competing with every other investor. So if you pay more than what the cash buyers are paying for, the people you got to sell it to, how the hell are you going to wholesale it? Right? Everybody knows about that deal. So if you're bidding on it against other people and you get the winning bid, you're stuck with it. No one's going to want to buy it more than what they already put a max bid in for. Plus, you got to deal with a realtor. Have fun trying to assign that contract, right? I want to be using my contract. So, yeah, just a little rant on realtors. Don't get me wrong. I like realtors, but I'm not buying anything off the MLS. Yeah, you can do it in New York. You do the outer boroughs. If you're living in New York, I would recommend Jersey. I mean, it's the same distance as going to the Bronx. Do Jersey. Yeah, suggestions. A few comps. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm doing all the comps right now. So, but yes. Can we team up with the real estate agents? We just talked about that. You don't need that. Okay, good. You know, I gotta answer the people, right? I mean, crazy, right? Good. Oh, you're very welcome. Hopefully, you guys liked all this. I mean, if you got any final questions for me, you know, if you need anything, I'll stick around here. It's been it's been an hour and 52 minutes, 53 minutes. I'll stick around for another 5 minutes. Any last minute questions, anything I can help with, you know, ask me whatever you need. You know, I'm here to help you guys, and I want to keep on providing you guys value every single week consistently. And, you know, if you want to be a part of my program, you don't, that doesn't matter to me. But I want to be the guy that's out here actually giving value for free and not expecting anything in return. So if you like the way that I teach, I mean, I'm a no nonsense type of guy. It's straight to the point, and I'm going to show you how to get money the quickest way possible. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm all about, guys. Time is money, and keep things simple. I mean, there's no way that I could do 10 deals in a week if I didn't have simple processes. Can you imagine trying to do all these crazy things and do 10 deals a week? No, keep it simple. The simpler you are, the more money you're going to make. So streamline, guys. All right, I don't see any other comments coming in. So I'll probably wrap this up for tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I mean, it's been an action-packed one. I got to go take a breather. I've been talking nonstop now for 2 hours. So good. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you show some love. Share this video. Tell your friends. And let's keep on helping each other. And use this content this weekend and get some deals on a contract and post it in my group. I want you to take this information and start making some money. All right, guys. I will see you next week.